Welcome back to the channel, baby. I've been requested a lot by a lot of people to do Help. John Farnham's cover of it with the Melbourne Symphony. So I decided to go ahead and do it. I had a bunch of people, and I'm sorry it's taken me so long to do it, but I'm going to do it right now. Caveat, still got my voice is still messed up, and it is slipping all last night, so we're rocking and rolling. As far as the Beatles, I decided to use the Beatles cover. I didn't want to for various reasons, but most of which, all of that I found of the Beatles were the Beatles, or from their record label, or from people that probably would get blocked. I only found one that has a shot of getting through, I think. And I've been doing this a long time. I usually spot the ones that I don't think are going to make it. So we'll try this and see. This is John doing, sorry guys, John Lennon doing a interview. Looks like quite a few years after that song was out. Now I love their earlier stuff. I wasn't a great big fan of their later stuff. I like some of it. I like the Revolver album. I thought it was cool. But my father loved him, and so that probably played a big part why I didn't like him as much. Now I can go back and listen to him, and I love him. I've got a John Lennon album over there that was Sue's. And I don't know what else to say. That I'm really excited about seeing John Farnham, especially with the Melbourne Symphony, because the first time I watched it, I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know he was Australia's treasure, any of that. I learned it the hard way. I did most of you know, I did a request. Someone requested for me to do what I did, so I did. And man, the backlash I got, I think I learned my lesson, maybe not. We'll find out. Anyway, this is the Beatles-Help. And for those of you that have sent me a lot of John Farnham stuff to react to, I promise you it's on the list and I will get to it. All right? So without further ado, we're going to do this. And hopefully it'll work. One of the reasons I was up all night is about, I don't know, about midnight, 11:30, I was ready to go to bed, and the whole thing just blew up. I mean, it figuratively, but I couldn't get the audio out, I couldn't get the music to work, nothing. And finally at about 4:30 or so, it worked. I had to do a lot to it though. And so we'll see. All right, man, rock and roll, here we go.
I mean, I go into these troughs every few years. It was less noticeable in the Beatles because the Beatles image and thing would carry you through it, you know. I mean, I was in the middle of a trough in Help, you know, but you can't see it really. I mean, I'm singing Help for a kickoff, you know, but it was less noticeable because you're protected by the image of the power of the Beatles.
Help! 1, 2, 3, 4. Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help! When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and opened up the door. Help me
All right, let's get this off here, and I'll get the other one up. What you think? I mean, I have very fond memories of them at that age. When I was much, much younger, I was in middle school, and this was probably 70, 90, 70, 90, 71, and there was a song called "She Loves You." Well, I was in early middle school, or late grade school, and I went to a church camp with a guy. We were really good friends at the time. I can't remember his name, but we found this girl that we liked, and then we would sing "She Loves You" to the other one. Like, she doesn't love me, she loves you. We were still kids back then. And I like a lot of their stuff. But again, there's a lot of reasons that I'd rather hear other things. There's bands back from the 60s that I prefer over the Beatles, and that may be sacrilege, but it is what it is. I smiled a little bit, made me chuckle that, before I get John up here, that Ringo, and everybody dissed on Ringo. First of all, John was playing a Ricky, which is terribly hard to keep in tune. Paul was playing a left-handed bass, one of those, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a cello bass kind of. I wasn't paying attention to the other guy. But I was paying a lot of attention to Ringo because I have drummer friends who are great drummers, but they just don't have a lot of sense. And they'd be like, oh, he was he's the worst drummer ever, terrible Beatles. And I watched there's a special rolling around somewhere, serial on Netflix or one of those channels, about Ringo as a drummer. And some of the best drummers in the world talk about Ringo as a fantastic drummer. Very simple, very in the groove, very in the pocket, but he does things with the drums that they've maybe figured out now exactly what he was doing. So you ought to check that out. I really appreciated it. All right. That's where the chuckle comes from. All right, guys. All right, this is John Farnham live with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. It's taken me a while to get to, but here it is.
Here's an oldie but a goodie. When I was younger,
Nice.
so much younger than today, I never Thank you. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Get it. Yes.
And I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please? much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone. Oh, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind. I've opened up the door. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Won't you please
Thank you, Melbourne. Good night. Be careful. Thank you. The Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Okay. So let me get this sound, and we're done now for that. Let me tell you something. I like the Beatles. I like seeing them. I like the nostalgia. But man, he will rip your guts out with his voice. And I like the way that he changed up the tempo. I really thought that he would do a little bit of it slow, and the rest of it would be more like the Beatles. But not at all. It was very, very well done. There was this one punch that he did. Sorry, guys. Supposed to be meeting somebody, and I'm not going. Anyway, that he did this enormous just punch in the gut, where everything just went away, and he comes back in. It was amazing. He's an amazing artist. Put everything else aside. Yes, he has a great voice. Yes, his range is amazing. Yes, the symphony is great. Yes, the band is great. All of that. But there's something about his expression, the way that he handles that song. It's just killer. I love it. I hope you did as well. And man, I want to watch it again when we're done. Loved it a lot. When the organ came in, right as the piano was coming back in, the organ came in. Loved it, because that's pretty much what I do. Is the big fat organ sounds and that big growl of a Hammond B3. And the saxophone player was amazing as well. I played sax through high school. The problem was I did keep up with that. I played a little bit when I was in my 30s and 40s, but I only played with sectionals. I like up in horn bands who had real horn players, and I would play sax and keys, but I couldn't lead because I couldn't hit that altissimo. And that's when you get like a tenor sax in a certain range, and he does something with his lips and his fingers to sky it out of that range. I could never figure out how to do that. I could never lead. So I thought, you know what, screw it. I can lead on this. I'll do this over here. So I wish I wouldn't have given it up, but I did. So guys, I hope you like this so much. And I give shout outs to all of you, everybody in Melbourne who likes this guy. I'm assuming that was done in the 80s, correct? Sometime with the hairstyles and stuff, I'm assuming. But that's your shout out. I'll try to get some names together, but man, I'm impressed. Very, very impressed. And until next time, do me a favor and like my channel if you do. If you like this video, comparison of the two bands, the Beatles and John Farnham. as you're leaving, like, share with your friends, because there's no way they can like not like that. Sorry, no, because of audio issues. I mean, how can you not listen to that? As anybody, whether you're an artist or not, you can't listen to that. It stabs you in the guts if you know the song. Share with your friends. Comment down below if you can think of some other things. Or you can send me an email. My email address is anothercoverlover16@gmail.com. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's not at all about numbers for me. I don't get paid to do this. I don't care. I do it for the love. Of doing covers of songs. So I hope you guys come back. And until next time, peace.